Hello everyone, my name's Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. Today we're going to be doing something a little different, where I'm going to be talking a little bit more about my personal life so that you can get to know me better. This is the My Favorite Things tag, created by author Adele. Stay tuned. Okay everyone, this tag is 16 prompts, so let's just jump straight into it. The first prompt is, what is your favorite musician or band? Now I had to narrow it down to just two. We have so many that we listen to together, my wife and I, but my favorites are definitely Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, and I think Pink Floyd wins out there. It's music that really speaks to my soul. It's progressive rock. It's very difficult to actually put Pink Floyd into a box and describe the band as a genre, because it's such a diverse range of music, from the very gentle, haunting tune Wish You Were Here, which I think is my favorite song of all time, just with those gorgeous lyrics, and just makes you feel something that no other songs ever make me feel. And then from there to probably my favorite album of all time, which is Dark Side of the Moon, which is just absolutely gorgeous. And then to the hard guitar riffs of the album from earlier on in the career, which is We Don't Need No Education, The Wall. And I just love this band, and anytime I listen to it, it is just mind-blowing. Every time I listen to them, they're just very, very special to me. Okay, the second prompt is, what are your top 3 favorite films? Now this is not horror films, so this was a little bit more tricky because we've watched a lot of movies together, and I have to think of 3 classics that I can actually rewatch over and over again. The first is easy, that is The Lord of the Rings, the extended edition. I think we've sat down and watched that about 4 times. We've had like a Lord of the Rings marathon going through the whole weekend. The second is The Shawshank Redemption, perhaps the most powerful movie for me ever made. And the third one I had to think a little bit about, and I chose The Silence of the Lambs. And in terms of suspense and horror, and just I turn back to that time and time again, with Anthony Hopkins giving the performance of his lifetime. Okay, the third one is an interesting one. It is, what is your favorite scent? No, I couldn't really think of anything right now, except maybe my wife. Okay, let's move on to prompt number 4. Number 4 says, what is your favorite Disney film? Now I also narrowed this down to 3. The Lion King, Ratatouille, or Finding Nemo. And I actually decided on Ratatouille here. It's such a creative, beautiful film about a rat that actually wants to be a chef, and it is just so gorgeously constructed. It is so humorous, and it's the kind of film I could watch again and again, and it's got unusual depth to it as well in the themes, and it's just a beautiful film. Question number 5 is, what is your favorite season? For now, me personally, when I lived up in Johannesburg, it would probably be summer, but now, having moved down to the KwaZulu-Natal South Coast, summer is hot, it is sticky, it is sometimes unbearable, the heat, and so I've changed my mind. I think both my wife and I prefer spring or autumn. Winter does also get surprisingly cold, so I think maybe autumn, yeah, my favourite time of the year. Number 6 says, what's your favourite drink or seasonal drink? Now my go-to, whether it's spring, summer, autumn or winter, is iced coffee or coffee milkshake. Even in the middle of winter, if I go out with my family, friends, my wife, instead of ordering a coffee, I'll order an iced coffee or a coffee milkshake. I'm sorry, there's just something about that appeals to me, and I can't get enough. Question number 7 says, do you have a favorite article of clothing or shirt or something like that? I used to have a couple where you get special prints of bands or rock bands on a black t-shirt, but unfortunately the quality is not to be desired and my favorite shirt has faded. As you can see, I bought an example of my Led Zeppelin shirt. It's faded horribly. It's really irritating because it cost a hell of a lot of money for us to get the thing printed. So I also don't have rock bands, and I don't have my favorite horror authors or anything on my shirts because we just can't afford it anymore, and if this is what happens, then we're not bothered to buy it anymore. Question number 8 says, who is your favorite author? I think everyone can guess that's been watching his channel. That is Stephen King. I've spoken about him often, and I don't need to say anything more about that. You know, Stephen King. Question number 9, do you have a favorite spot for reading or writing? Yes, my favorite spot is actually on the couch inside, very comfy couch, and that's where I take notes on everything that I've been reading so that I can prepare for videos for you. I also have my internet close by so I can do a little bit of research, and that's definitely my favorite spot. Often I also sit outside on a nice day by the patio. I can hear the sea in the distance, and that's a nice relaxing place for reading as well. Okay, question number 10 is, what is your favorite food and or desserts? Now I have to go back a little bit in time here because we can't really afford this at this stage in our lives anymore. It's a bit of a luxury, but I loved my mom's roast lamb, roast potatoes, Yorkshire pudding, which she used to do just perfectly, puffing out and smothered in gravy. And I used to love creme brulee as well, and sorbets. In fact, I still do, but still eat it from time to time, but that is my favorite food. Okay, next one, number 11, is what is your favorite time of the day? Now, my favorite time of the day is just before sunset, because as you can see, what's rolling right now is a time when we go down to the beach, my wife and my family, and we play ball with Layla, and she swims and she gets out and she shakes herself off, and then we play soccer on the beach, which my wife can't really do because she's holding the camera in this little video, but absolutely love that time of the day with the sunset just a moment away. And then we finished off, we take a nice stroll uphill back to our property. Okay, prompt number 12 is what is your favorite color? Now, sort of going between maybe blue or green, but being on the coast now, I'd have to say blue, especially when the ocean is this gorgeous blue. It's not always like that, as you saw from the previous clip, and that depends on the tides and the silt or whatever's in the water. But on those, there are some days where it is just this most gorgeous blue, and during sunset and sunrise it's absolute heaven on earth. So I would say blue. Question 13 is what is your top 3 favorite YouTube channels? Now I'm not really going to answer this because I love everyone that I watch, and I try and I've got about 120 subscriptions. I try to watch as many as I can in the evening. I don't always get to everyone, and I think it's unfair to just pull out 3. It's just not fair on everyone else. But what I would like to mention and call out is Pax Panic. She's going through a miserable time right now, a horrible time, and please support her channel. She is a wonderful, warm human being, and some of her videos recently really made me cry. But she still goes through life with a smile on her face, and I just reach out to her in any way that you can. Give her your love, give her your support, and I would appreciate that. Question number 14 is what's your favorite musical or play? Now, when I was a teacher, when I was younger, I used to take kids to Shakespeare and to all sorts of stuff in the park. But now, if I think just between my wife and I, what we love, and just musical on TV maybe, is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That just brings back fond memories of us being a bit younger, and Tim Curry at his best. Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab. Very, very entertaining music as well, and just all round fun. Question number 15 is, what's your favorite place that you visited? Now I'm going to give two. I'm going to give in Africa, or in Southern Africa, and outside of Africa. In Southern Africa, it's Kalahari. I lived there, I worked there, I visited there numerous times. It's very probably my favorite place on earth. It is gorgeous. And it's not just this desert, just the wildlife, the sunsets, the sunrises, just everything about that place resonates with me. And when you go there, you don't really want to leave. That's Kalahari. The place outside of Africa is New Zealand. I went there, and in particular the New Zealand South Island. Now I've included some photographs here for you to see. It's just absolutely picturesque and gorgeous. The mountains and the lakes and the people are so friendly there. I really enjoyed visiting New Zealand. In addition to that, The Lord of the Rings was shot throughout New Zealand, and I was lucky enough to go on a tour, a Lord of the Rings tour, and went where some of the places were filmed, where some of the scenes were filmed. It was just incredible. One place where the black riders were chasing that elf, and the water was brought up to wash them away. I went to that exact spot, and I learned the trick of how the waves came up. It was actually a motorboat, and then they used CGI to create this effect. But that was a very special experience for me that I'll never forget. Okay, finally number 16, it's time to tag some people. Now, I don't really want to leave anyone out. That's what I don't like about these tag things. So if I've left you out, I apologize. But I think these are people, first of all, that I have not tagged. And that is J. Creighton Smith, Bards and Books, Shady Side Library, and Paperback Journeys. Now those are channels that also are awesome, and you can support them. And please check all the links below. There's another 4 that I've already tagged before in other videos, but yeah, I love the fact we keep chatting about all the videos that I put out, and I comment on your videos. And that is Crystal from Fiber Artsy, Holly from Crooks Books, Happy Haunts Library, and Cat's Novel Adventures. Please check those channels out, they're awesome. I know there are some bigger booktubers and other booktubers that have done this tag already. I'm sorry to leave you out if you haven't done it, but I invite any of you to do it. So basically you can consider yourself tagged. I had a lot of fun with this. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care and keep those pages turning. Cheers.